The iPhone 18 Pro might be Apple's most boring upgrade in 5 years. And I think it might also be the smartest thing they've done. Let me explain. So here's where we are. The iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are shaping up with a smaller dynamic island, a variable aperture main camera, a 2 nanometer A20 Pro chip, and potentially record breaking battery life, all launching September alongside Apple's first foldable iPhone. And if you've been watching the coverage, you've probably seen a lot of the same reaction: boring, skip it. Wait for iPhone 20. According to many reports, the iPhone 18 Pro is going to be a footnote in iPhone history. No major changes, no monumental accomplishments, just another yearly upgrade until the iPhone 20 Pro comes along. But here's what caught my attention. Phone Arena ran a poll, thousands of votes, asking people what they actually want from the iPhone 18 Pro. 33%, the largest group, said they'd be happy with small upgrades as long as Apple keeps the same price. Another 12% said even just new colors would be enough. That's nearly half of voters saying, yeah, give us boring, we're fine. So either half the internet has given up on innovation, or we've been thinking about this completely wrong. Here's what most people are missing. Apple used to be famous for its tick-tock approach. iPhone 4 was the redesign, iPhone 4S was the refinement, iPhone 5, then 5S, iPhone 6, then 6S. The design years got the hype, the S years got the substance. That strategy was kind of lost since the iPhone 12, which started a design that was largely unchanged for years. But the iPhone 17 Pro was the most significant visual upgrade in ages. It only makes sense for Apple to go back to tick-tock and reuse this successful design at least one more time. The iPhone 18 Pro isn't lazy, it's the plan. And honestly, reusing last year's design could help Apple cut manufacturing costs and avoid a price increase for the iPhone 18 Pro. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo says Apple won't raise the price, absorbing added memory costs to gain market share. Same design, same price, better everything inside. That's not boring. That's exactly what an S-year iPhone should be. All right, let's talk about the one upgrade that actually has me sitting up straight. The main 48 megapixel Fusion camera on both iPhone 18 Pro models is rumored to have a variable aperture, which would allow users to control the amount of light that passes through the camera's lens and reaches the sensor. Now, if you don't know what that means, here's the short version. Every iPhone you've ever used has a fixed aperture. The main cameras on all of the iPhone 14 Pro through iPhone 17 Pro models have a fixed aperture of f1.78. The lens is always fully open. It's like having one pair of sunglasses and wearing them everywhere. Indoors, outdoors, doesn't matter. Variable aperture means the lens has tiny physical blades that open and close. The aperture dynamically adjusts its opening diameter to control how much light enters the sensor, enabling more granular control over exposure and depth of field effects. This is the stuff photographers have had on real cameras for decades. And now it's coming to your phone. And here's what makes it spicy. Samsung actually brought variable aperture to the Galaxy S9 and S10 back in 2018 and 2019. Then they dropped the feature in 2020 because it increased device thickness and raised costs. Apple's about to revive the feature Samsung abandoned. And Samsung is now reportedly planning to follow Apple in adding it back, seeing it as necessary to increase camera competitiveness. Think about that. Apple is picking up Samsung's dropped homework, doing it better, and making Samsung follow them back. Oh, and there's one camera improvement rumored to be exclusive to iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max. A larger aperture telephoto lens. The telephoto lens could see a wider aperture than the current f2.8, enhancing zoom performance and subject isolation. If you've ever tried zooming in on anything at a concert, you know why that matters. Let me give you the complete picture. Every confirmed and rumored change, rapid fire. Chip, the A20 Pro chip fabricated on TSMC's advanced 2 nanometer process, a full node jump from the 3 nanometer A19 Pro in current models. Early estimates point to around a 15% boost in raw performance, along with roughly 30% lower power consumption. Battery. The iPhone 18 Pro Max may be getting a battery around 5,200 milliamp hours, an improvement over the iPhone 17 Pro Max's 5,088 milliamp hours. Doesn't sound like a huge number jump, but when it comes to Apple devices with excellent power management, this upgrade would be noticeable. And the new chip and modem are expected to help further, so the changes could be even greater than the numbers suggest. Dynamic Island. This one's messy. Though some prior reporting said iPhone 18 Pro would have a hole punch cutout, the latest evidence points heavily toward a smaller dynamic island, about 35% smaller, with some Face ID components moved under the display, but not all of them. Apple isn't moving to a hole punch design, at least not yet. But plot twist. A fresh leak from Digital Chat Station suggests Apple may not be pushing for under-display Face ID at all, and could be reusing some of the iPhone 17 Pro molds, meaning the iPhone 18 Pro might look largely unchanged. So honestly, we don't know for sure yet. Modem. Apple's next generation C2 modem chip is expected, and it should be more capable than the current C1 and C1X, potentially featuring millimeter wave 5G connectivity. And here's the wild card. The C2 could add support for 5G satellite connectivity using NR-NTN standards, potentially allowing full internet access over satellite when standard networks are unavailable. Colors? According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, this year's special color will be a deep red. A Weibo leaker also suggested coffee and purple as possible options, but there would reportedly be no black option this year. I know, still no black. Okay, reality check. The iPhone 17 Pro offered plenty of upgrades and an all-new design. The iPhone 18 Pro will iterate on these and deliver incremental improvements. If you're an iPhone 17 owner, you won't need to upgrade, but if you're still using an iPhone 14 Pro or older, this might be the cycle that makes sense. And if you want something radically different this year, this year's star of the show will undoubtedly be the foldable iPhone. Here's my honest take. The iPhone 18 Pro is not for people who want to feel the upgrade when they hold it. It's for people who want to see the upgrade when they use it. In battery life, in photos, in the stuff that actually matters day to day. That's a different kind of exciting, and I think it's the kind most people actually want. But here's the part that makes all of this make sense. Apple's reported plan for the iPhone 20 Pro is to skip the iPhone 19 and make a phone that has an edge-to-edge display with absolutely no cutouts at all. No dynamic island, no notch, no hole punch, nothing. The iPhone 18 Pro models were actually supposed to feature under-display Face ID sensors in preparation for the iPhone 20 Pro, but that seems to have been canceled. That tells you everything. Apple isn't being lazy with the 18 Pro. They're saving. They're stockpiling the big design swings for a phone that's going to be their 20th anniversary iPhone, the one where they go all in. The 18 Pro is the bridge, and bridges aren't supposed to be exciting. They're supposed to get you there safely. The question is, do you need to cross now, or can you wait? One more thing people aren't talking about. Instead of introducing 4 new iPhones in September, the expensive iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max launch in September as usual alongside the foldable, but the standard iPhone 18 and lower-end models shift to spring 2027. This is a significant structural shift. Anyone who wants a new iPhone in fall 2026 will have to spend at least $999. That is a very Apple move. You want a new iPhone at launch? Open your wallet wider. Want a deal? Wait 6 months. Brilliant, ruthless, both? Yeah, both. So, no, the iPhone 18 Pro is not going to make headlines for being revolutionary, but it was never supposed to. It's the chess move before the checkmate. And honestly, based on those poll numbers, most of you already knew that. Now, that variable aperture, I glossed over something on purpose because what Apple is doing with those physical aperture blades is completely different from what Samsung tried in 2018. And when you see the side by side comparisons of what this actually does to your photos, it's going to change how you think about phone cameras entirely. That video is coming next. Make sure you don't miss it. Peace.